The Tampa Bay Buccaneers injury report for Week 4 versus the Kansas City Chiefs is out, and there are definitely a lot of interesting updates regarding some of the Buccaneers' star players and whether or not they are trending towards playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go ahead and get started here with quarterback Tom Brady was a full participant both on Wednesday and on Thursday. He's dealing with a right finger injury that he sustained versus the New Orleans Saints with a botched snap situation with center Robert Hainsey. Brady was completely fine throughout the remainder of the Saints game and the Green Bay Packers game as well. So I think it's safe to say that Brady will be fine in this matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Russell Gage is dealing with a hamstring injury. He was a limited participant both on Wednesday and on Thursday. Gage has been dealing with hamstring issues throughout the entirety of this season, going all the way back to training camp was whenever he had initially injured his hamstring. Then it appeared he had possibly re-injured his hamstring versus the Green Bay Packers. So that was not a great situation to see either. So he was a limited participant both Wednesday and Thursday. I believe it is pretty likely scenario that Gage will be available for week number 4. He has not missed any time yet, so I feel like that is some good news moving forward. Chris Godwin was a limited participant on Wednesday and did not participate on Thursday. However, the distinction here is that he was given a rest day on Thursday. Godwin is also dealing with a hamstring injury, a strained hamstring that he had sustained in week number 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not going to 100% say here in this video that Godwin is going to play in week number 4, but the fact that he has been getting some limited action, some limited participation in practice for a little bit of time now, I feel like is some pretty good news indicating that Godwin will at least have a decent chance to play versus the Chiefs. You then have Logan Hall, who is dealing with a groin injury. He was limited on Wednesday, a full participant on Thursday. Hall should be good to go, be able to be a rotational type of guy with Akeem Nunez-Roches, something that they were able to do versus the Green Bay Packers. Also, don't count out Deidrin Senate either. He looked really good against Green Bay. So those 3 guys will be heavily involved in that rotation along the defensive line. Akeem Hicks did not participate both on Wednesday and on Thursday due to his foot injury. He's still dealing with a foot injury that originally was diagnosed to put him out for a month. We will see if that trend continues. The Bucs didn't put him on the IR or anything along those lines, so there is a chance he could come back a little bit earlier, but the expectation is that he probably won't be available in week 4 versus the Chiefs. I think that is a pretty safe thing to say. Julio Jones was limited on Wednesday and on Thursday in practice. An interesting, note to make here regarding Julio Jones is that Todd Bowles said after the Green Bay Packers game that Jones could have definitely played in the Packers game. They kept him out more for precautionary reasons than anything. So I think that's a pretty good indicator that Jones should be available versus the Kansas City Chiefs. In fact, I would say that is a pretty strong expectation here. Whenever you have the head coach saying, yeah, he could have played in week number 3, but we kept him out due to precautionary reasons, I think Jones will be available in week number 4. Breshad Perriman is now dealing with knee and hamstring injuries. He did not participate both on Wednesday and on Thursday in practice. Not great. I would say that Perriman is definitely going to be questionable in this matchup versus the Chiefs, with probably leaning more towards not playing. It's not good if you're not getting any practice time both on Wednesday and on Thursday. We might know a little bit more on Friday, but the Buccaneers might keep him out more for precautionary reasons. They've got a lot of depth at wide receiver and guys like Scotty Miller. Also, you have Jalen Darden, who has been mainly a returner at this point. You have Kalen Geiger and Cole Beasley on the practice squad. Would not surprise me at all if maybe a guy like Cole Beasley is elevated to the active roster for game day if Breshad Perriman cannot go. And then Donovan Smith was a limited participant both on Wednesday and on Thursday in practice. He is still dealing with an elbow injury. I would say Donovan Smith probably has a decent chance to play in week 4, just my guess. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I would say there's a decent chance there that Smith might be able to play. Brandon Walton has subbed in pretty darn well in the absence of Donovan Smith, given all the circumstances, but getting Smith back would be huge for the offensive line in terms of continuity and just getting one of your starters back in that unit. So, with that being said, folks, you do have some encouraging news here with guys like Godwin, Jones, Smith, and even Logan Hall and some of those other guys to a certain degree. Of course, Tom Brady, he's completely fine. But you also have some guys who are still dealing with some nagging injuries. Breshad Perriman, Akeem Hicks, and Russell Gage. Those 3 are definitely going to be worth paying attention to as we get closer to the Buccaneers Week 4 matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this injury report down in the comments section below. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.